A calendar fills with obligations and a new idea gets postponed until it loses its energy. The moment a risk appears, the mind starts listing reasons to stay safe and stay small. When belief stays low, results shrink because doubt blocks decisions and turns ability into unused potential. A self-directed message of success activates better thinking, while failure talk recruits excuses and hesitation. Over time, small thinking weakens confidence, narrows goals, and makes ordinary setbacks feel like permanent limits. Big thinking restores initiative, improves how others respond, and increases the chance of reaching meaningful targets. In a meeting, one person stays quiet, then later complains privately that opportunities never appeared. Another person speaks up, takes responsibility, and learns quickly because belief supports action. Next, we will cover belief control, the excuse disease, the action cure for fear, goal clarity, and supportive environments. This video is inspired by The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, and subscribe for more methods that turn thoughts into daily results. Belief functions as a command to the mind, directing attention towards possibilities rather than obstacles. As belief grows, thinking becomes more resourceful, and behavior aligns with the expectation of success. Confidence manifests in tone, posture, and choices, prompting others to offer cooperation and opportunities to contribute. Low belief broadcasts uncertainty, inviting rejection, weak performance, and a habit of settling for less. Consider two sales calls. One caller expects refusal and speaks timidly, while another expects value and listens deeply. The second approach earns information, trust, and follow-up, because belief shapes preparation and persistence. This concept treats the mind as a factory, where chosen thoughts produce either progress or retreat. Replacing defeat messages with triumph messages keeps effort pointed at solutions rather than self-protection. Start each day by stating a specific ability you trust, then choose one action that proves it. When doubt arises, write one alternative thought that assumes success, and then act on it immediately. Excusitis is the habit of explaining away responsibility, and it spreads fastest when comfort matters more than growth. It transforms a temporary barrier into a permanent identity, making effort feel pointless before it even begins. Excuses protect pride temporarily, but they also block learning, feedback, and the small experiments that lead to progress. Once excuses become normal, goals diminish, and the mind stops searching for practical ways forward. One pattern blames health, education, age, or luck, while the real issue is avoiding the next uncomfortable step. Another pattern admits the obstacle, then asks what can be done today within the limits that truly exist. Removing excuses connects to big thinking because bigger goals demand honest ownership of choices and preparation. When the excuse habit fades, belief increases because actions match intentions instead of contradicting them. Listen for common alibis in your own talk and write them down without defending them. Replace each excuse with one question that starts with, "What can be done?" Then choose a small next action. Fear remains powerful when fed by delay, but it weakens when action begins immediately. The mechanism is simple. Movement creates information and control, while waiting leaves the mind guessing. Action produces confidence by proving ability in real time, and that proof quiets exaggerated risk stories. Delay keeps fear alive by inviting imagined disasters and making the first step seem heavier. Consider someone avoiding a difficult call for days, then finishing it in minutes once the phone is picked up. The lesson is that doing the task shrinks fear, while rehearsing worry only multiplies it. This action-based approach fits big thinking because belief needs a channel, and action is that channel. Each completed step supplies new evidence, so the mind updates from doubt toward capability. Choose one avoided task today, break it into a first 2-minute step, and do that step before planning more. If the action cure helps, subscribe to keep practicing fast, courage-building moves that turn fear into forward motion. Thinking big becomes practical when goals are clear, as they direct attention and simplify daily choices. A clear target acts like a filter, guiding effort toward priorities and away from distractions. Without goals, talent is wasted on urgent noise, and weeks pass with no measurable progress toward what truly matters. With goals, progress becomes trackable, and motivation increases, as each step has a defined purpose. Imagine two planners. One lists random tasks, while the other sets a 10-year vision and today's action. The second plan guides learning and decision-making, as the future picture gives meaning to the present step. Language shapes thinking. Small words shrink imagination, while larger words invite broader solutions. A big thinker's vocabulary uses positive, confident phrasing that encourages initiative and reduces self-limiting labels. Write a 10-year aim, a 1-year milestone, and a 30-day target, then select one action for today. Upgrade one habitual phrase by replacing defeatist words with confident ones, and notice how planning becomes easier. The environment influences thinking, as the mind absorbs cues from people, places, and inputs around it. A first-class environment supports big thinking by reducing cynicism and increasing contact with high standards. Attitudes also matter, as people read expressions and voice tones, then respond with support or resistance. Positive attitudes attract cooperation, while negative attitudes push others away, even when the message is correct. Consider two leaders, one who speaks with respect and calm certainty, and another who speaks with irritation and doubt. The first leader earns willingness, while the second triggers defensiveness, even when both ask for the same task. This connects to big thinking because goals require allies, and allies are built through environment and attitude choices. Choosing better inputs and reactions makes progress easier, as energy is not wasted fighting avoidable friction. Audit what you read, watch, and discuss each week, then add one source that reinforces constructive thinking. Practice one attitude skill daily by giving honest appreciation, listening longer, and correcting problems without attacking people. Begin with a private decision to believe in growth, even before external proof appears, and big thinking will follow. This decision transforms daily thoughts, which in turn influence actions, habits, and outcomes. To overcome the excuse disease, name your alibis, take ownership, and focus on what you can do now. Use the action cure to reduce fear. Movement creates evidence that your capabilities are real. Set clear goals and use bigger language to keep direction visible, ensuring your efforts support a future plan rather than short-term noise. A first-class environment and constructive attitudes will attract others to your vision, rather than pushing them away. Start by identifying one area where your thinking has been small, and rewrite one belief in one next step. Repeat this process daily. Consistent small actions will create the proof that supports larger expectations. Over time, this approach builds a pattern of confidence and leadership that shows up in both your work and relationships. If these methods align with your goals, consider subscribing to continue learning practical ways to think bigger and act with purpose.